We won't be recording the show next week, so I want to spin things forward to OU's bowl game against Navy December 27th at
OU
Friday
has a bowl
11.
game next week, Juwan.
I believe so.
What do you do?
Late Christmas gift for you guys.
What are they doing at a what is a bowl game? Is that what are they? Is it where they go and introduce all the portal people? Is that what a bowl thing is?
They have a bowl game, late Christmas present for OU fans to get to see this Sooners offense one more time before the end of 2024. So Tram, what I want to ask you is which player or coach, if it suits, benefits the most from OU's final game against Navy December 27th?
No, I think it's Michael Hawkins. I mean, think back, think back to September. I think it was 28th was the date. Think back to September 28th. Michael Hawkins ran 47 yards for a touchdown on OU's first series of the game at Auburn, Jordan Hare Stadium. Late in the game, he throws the deep ball 50 yards to J.J. Hester and then makes an acrobatic run for was it the 2-point conversion, I think, after Kip Lewis interception return, or maybe it was the touchdown after the bomb. I can't remember. But we came away from that game thinking, hey, this Michael Hawkins has a certain je ne sais quoi. This guy's the real deal. And we know he's talented enough to play this level of quarterback. Is he mature enough? Is he going to make the right decisions? If Michael Hawkins goes out and has a really good game against Navy, a team that sort of shut down Army, then all of a sudden I think everybody legitimately, fans, media, teammates, coaches, everybody says, let's wait a little bit on this John Mateer for Heisman stuff. Let's make sure he's number one in the Oklahoma Derby before he put on the Heisman list. So now if Hawkins goes out and doesn't play very well, nobody's going to get excited. But I think this is a great opportunity for Michael Hawkins to stand up and throw his hands up and say, hey, remember me? I've done a few things to help this team, and I was a true freshman thrown into a terrible situation. So I'm looking forward to seeing Michael Hawkins in Fort Worth.
I think Barry, when you talk about Michael Hawkins, people saying, "Wait a second, let's see, what happens next year with the quarterback competition." I think there'd be a lot of fans saying, "Hey, wait a second, why wasn't he the quarterback all season?" So that'll be interesting if he does have a good game. There'll be a lot of OU fans that just say, did we give up on this guy too soon? Did he not get enough reps? Did he not get a fair chance? Especially with Jackson Arnold leaving. So I'm kind of curious if he does have a good game if that happens. Offensively, I think Xavier Robinson, you really can't take away the reps from him. I think that's one thing for him. He's only going to get better and better. You get better with age, you mature. I think Xavier Robinson, this is big for him because it gives him opportunity to run the football more and carry some momentum into the offseason, as well as that offensive line. We saw that unit improve week by week. And again, it comes like with Robinson, it comes with reps, it comes with snaps. The more they play together, the more confident they get, the more cohesion they build. And I think that this bowl game is good for Oklahoma because they do have those extra practices and they do allow those running backs at offensive line to get more reps, especially those younger players. I think that's huge. Defensively, I'm really looking for Kip Lewis and Kobe McKenzie to accept that leadership role. OU loses two really good leaders in Billy Bowman and Danny Stutzman, who was named a consensus All-American today. Congratulations to Danny. But Oklahoma's going to need a voice in that defense on that defensive side of the ball. And this is game one for those two linebackers to come in and say, okay, they can be loud, they can lead. They understand the responsibility that's ahead of them. They've already embraced it. We've had a chance to talk to them and they're willing to take that role as leaders on this team. So I think this is a big game for those guys. Now it's a tough game for them too, because Navy, that option offense, I tell you, that's going to be a mess. It was funny. We got a chance to talk to R. Mason Thomas, and R. Mason said, everything you learned this season, throw it out the window. And he's disappointed because you gotta stay on your keys. You gotta be smart. We're gonna see what happens here in this game. And it was funny because our Mason did say the one thing he regrets the most is he knows he's not gonna be in many pass rushing opportunities. He's not going to have many pass rushing opportunities, and that really disappointed him. Had a chance to talk to Navy's coaching staff this week. They talk about the passing game in this game as well. They said they're probably 80% run, 20% pass, but they're successful with the pass too. Their quarterback has 14 touchdown passes this season, which tied a school record so they're not afraid to throw the ball around the yard a little bit and keep you on your toes. I mean, you can't get sucked in by that option. You got to be ready for a pass. So this is going to take a lot of discipline from this football team. And that's probably the only bad thing for Oklahoma. They're entering a bowl game where they do defensively throw everything out the window and try to learn how to defend the option in such a little limited amount of time. So I think that's going to be interesting to see when we see Navy's offense take on OU's defense this week, just what happens when you're facing an option-based offense.
So here's some more fuel for the quarterback competition fire. Back in 2021, Allen High School versus Little Elm High School. Allen High School wins 77 to 29. The sophomore first year starting quarterback for Allen High School is Michael Hawkins, and the starting quarterback on the other side for Little Elm is John Mateer. John Mateer also John
Um,
Mateer also went up at Jack against Jackson Arnold and Denton Guyer at some point in his high school career, and I couldn't find any stats for that. But Hawkins was like 9 for 9 passing in that game, had a rushing touchdown, and maybe got carried a little bit by his running back. They had a running back that had like 12 carries for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns against Little Elm. And sounds like Mateer was just Little Elm's best player. It sounds like their defense was horrible. But anyway, yeah, I mean Hawkins is the obvious pick for who the bowl game is big for, as Eric and Barry illustrated. And I like Eric's pick of the linebackers too. I think, those guys have kind of been anointed as the next great linebackers at OU, and looking forward to seeing what they do in the post Danny Stutzman era. I think the other guy for me that this is big for is Eli Bowen. He's obviously had an incredible freshman season. I think has exceeded everybody's expectations in terms of what he's been able to do at the cornerback position. But he had a rough game last time out against LSU. They picked on him a little bit deep, and you just want to see a kid like that, hopefully restore his confidence and have a good showing to end the season and carry some confidence into next year because he is a really good player and can be a lockdown down corner for this team. And he's just got to, I think probably get that confidence back after getting roughed up a little bit against LSU. Bowl game's a really good opportunity for him to do that.